going to take a real quick look at Microsoft Word, just a brief introductory. On this introductory, you will hopefully be able to, by the end of it, know a little bit about Microsoft Word, know what it means to open a document or open Microsoft Word, know what it means to save a document, know what save as means, know what the term folders might mean, know what desktop means, or what the desktop is, and know what menus are, or what a menu is. Okay, so those are the things that by the end of this tutorial you should know how to do. Let's get started. Oh, and probably how to find Microsoft Word. That's the very first thing. All right. How do we find Microsoft Word? It all depends on what your screen looks like. Your screen might not look like mine. Okay. Especially if you're down in the computer lab, they're running a different version of Windows. You might have Macintosh. You might have a Linux system. I mean, who really knows? But for the most part, what you do, there's this little start icon down here. It could look like this. It could say the word start, but you could click on that, and then where it says all programs, you click on all programs. You look for Microsoft Office, and then you look for Microsoft Word and click on that. Once you click on that, then this wonderful window pops open. And I know I'm in Microsoft Word because at the very top it says Microsoft Word. Now I'm going to show you how to get there again. If I hit start and I have this little rectangle where it says search programs and files, I can start typing in Microsoft Word. Okay, and right here it tells me a program I have that's Microsoft Word. It has some other documents, has videos, has all this stuff. And I know I want to run a program because that's what Microsoft Word is. It's a program. Now a little bit about Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a program we use when we want to type something. We're going to type an essay. We're publishing a draft. Our teacher wants us to do a report, a book project, and we want to present, turn in some papers. This is called a word processing system. Okay. You don't want to use PowerPoint to write a story. If you're doing, the normal essay, kind of paragraphs. PowerPoint is to present material. So if you want to do a speaking and project where you're telling people and showing them pictures, that's what PowerPoint is for. If you're going to write, if you need more than, let's say, 15 words, don't use PowerPoint. Okay, use Microsoft Word if we're going to tell a story. For the most part. Okay, rule of thumb. All right. So this is Microsoft Word. We have our menus up here. Again, yours is going to look different. There's going to be things that look the same. It's going to look different, but you'll be able to bridge and connect those things. Okay. Very first, when you open Microsoft Word, it will usually name your document Document 1. If you keep opening new documents, new blank document. Now it's Document 2, so I have Document 1 here and Document 2. So if I have multiple documents open, I just need to look at the title to know which one I'm working on. Okay, but right now let's just work on Document 1. Very first thing I want to do, and I want to really get in the habit of this, is I want to save my work a lot, especially if I'm down in the computer lab or if I'm just using laptops in general. Sometimes things happen. So we want to do our best to protect ourselves so we don't have to do all of our work over again, because there is nothing I like less than having to redo my work. So the very first thing I do is I like to type my name. Okay, and now I want to save it. Okay, because I want this document to have a different name than document 1. There are different ways we can save our work. Okay, very first way is we can hit File, and we're going to click Save. Now you see that little picture next to save? That's what we call a diskette. Okay, you've never probably in your life have seen a disk before, and you never will. They're not used anymore, but it's what we used originally to save things. Okay, then we could take it around. It was really neat and cool and awesome. So we like to keep that as a memory. Okay, so you're going to click on where that disk is. It says Save. When you click on that, you get this menu that opens up. This menu is telling you where you're saving it. So if I were to save it right now, how would I know where my document is going to be saved? Well, I look up here. This is the address bar, much like on the internet where you have your web address up there. This is telling you where you are. So right now I'm in libraries, and documents. If I click on libraries and documents, there I am. That's where I am. Okay. So if I were to hit save, I know to get back to this document, I got to click on my library and then click on documents or my documents, and it should be there. If you're using a thumb drive, so if you're on the computer lab computers or on the laptops, what you're going to do is you're going to click on computer, and then you're going to find on this screen, you'll see something that says removable storage. Mine's a DVD, so I'm not going to be using that, but it could say thumb drive or external storage or something like that. It'll say Kingston or whatever the name of your thumb drive is. You'll double click there and then click on save. Or a different way you could do it, which is really easy to find, is you click on this thing that says desktop. Now you might ask yourself, Mr. Light, what is the desktop? Well, I'm about to show you. This is the desktop. So if you ever hear the term desktop, D-E-S-K-T-O-P, desktop, this is what is being referred to, this area of your computer, where you have all these wonderful little icons on there. Okay, so for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my stuff on the desktop, because then it's just easy for me. I know where it is. I'm confident it's there. And I know I can just get that into my thumb drive or upload it to the academic internet when I'm finished, so I have it. Okay, so right here it says file name. So this is what the name of my file is going to be, or my Microsoft Word document. It's also called a file. Benjamin Light, that's a great term or a great name for a file. Your teacher might want you to have a different file name, so always follow that instruction. What do I need? Do I need a specific file name for this document or production or spreadsheet or whatever? Okay, so I'm fine with Benjamin Light. I'm saving it as a Word document. We can get into all these later, but right now we're just going to do Word document and click on save. Okay, I know I've done save well because you might have noticed at the very bottom it did this little quick saving icon. At the top, instead of document 1, it now says Benjamin Light. So I feel pretty good. Now, I'm going to close it. If I look on my desktop, I have this thing that says WN Benjamin Light. Guess what this is? You're right, this is my Word document that I just saved. So I'm going to double click on that, and yep, sure enough, here it is. So right now, I am going to make some changes. Okay. I've made some changes to my document. What do I need to do? I need to save it. If I don't save it, it's not going to remember these changes. So again, I can click File and Save. I can also click on this little diskette up top, which I'll do now. Save. And what that done is that has overwritten my original document that had Benjamin Light on there. So let's close that. And again, here it is. I'm going to double click on Benjamin Light, and there are the changes. And I'll show you one more time. A different way to save is with the keyboard, holding down Control button and S. Okay, if you don't know what those things are, it's okay. You don't need to know. But I love using the keyboard. It's just a lot more efficient than the mouse. And if you look down here, I'll show you that it saves it. Okay, I'm just going to hold down Control and then S, and woo, it just said it saved it. So I'm going to close it again and open it back up, and yay, it did save it. So I feel pretty good. Now, if I'm working and I do not want to overwrite, okay, or save over my original document, I am going to use the command save as. Alright, so if I click on File, then now I see this Save As, and I click on Save As and see what happens. Well, now what happened is that we remember this menu. This was the Save As menu. This is when we saved it originally. This came up. Right now, again, if I look on my address, it's saying I'm saving it on the desktop, and that's where I want to save it. I also see here it says file name Benjamin Light, and I have this. Well, if I remember correctly, my original title was Benjamin Light. Now, I don't want to save over that, so I need to rename my file type. So I'm going to just go ahead and put Benjamin Light 1, and I'm going to click Save. So right now, if I look up at my display, it did change it to Benjamin Light 1. Okay, so I know that's the document I'm in right now. I'm going to close this, because now I have two different documents on here. I have Benjamin Light and Benjamin Light 1. Benjamin Light, if I open that, it didn't have that next change, that sentence about save as. So if I open up Benjamin Light 1, there it is. I have my other work that I did. So again, if you are working on something and you're making changes, but you're not sure if you want to keep those changes, then use that save as tool. So what did we go over today? We went over what Microsoft Word was, a little bit at least, how to open and create, and we went over what save meant and save as, and CTRL plus save. We learned hopefully what the desktop was, and I didn't go into what folders were, but we can talk about that later. And we know how to open a saved one and all that good stuff. Okay, I'll be back here to learn a little bit more about Microsoft Office in a little bit. Okay, guys, see you.